What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kawfee Tawk.
Yeah, boy.
This is, I think, episode 7.
7 already?
I know.
Hell
Isn't that
yeah.
crazy?
Hell yeah.
7 already. Dano's already pissed me off before we even started. Yep, Dano, why don't you tell the class why you pissed me off this morning before we get started?
What's the list? I'm pretty sure I did like 5 things already.
Because Dano keeps smoking cigarettes when he tells me he's quitting smoking cigarettes. And then all of a sudden I'm like, where's my boyfriend?
Wow, I didn't know there was a shame podcast.
No, well, now you pissed me off.
Yeah?
You pissed me off.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Threw my whole vibe off this morning. Because here's the thing. I'd rather you smoke and tell me than when I'm like, babe, where are you? And I see you on the back patio flicking the cigarette over the fence. But anyways, I digress. Let's get this episode started. So...
No, baby, whatever.
You know what? Good morning, everybody. We're having a great cup of coffee. Babe, what are you drinking in your cup of coffee that I made for you this morning while you were smoking a cigarette?
I smoked a cigarette actually after.
Okay, great. What are you drinking?
This is coffee. Coffee. I don't know what kind of coffee. There's
It's good. It's the coffee itself is really good, right?
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
TJ Maxx, bitch.
Oh, there you go. TJ.
It's the Disney Cinderella coffee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for real? Yeah, I did see that.
It's so good.
That's funny.
It's genuinely
I got Cinderella
good.
coffee here, baby. Mm-hmm. But it's probably whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Probably whiskey, right? Mine is coffee, little bit of, you guys know my signature, vanilla pumpkin sugar-free syrup with a little bit of creamer. What is coffee creamer anyways, actually? I've been seeing videos of coffee creamer be like solid in the bottle, and I don't think I want to buy it anymore.
Nah, I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's like some sort of like heavy cream with some sweetener. That's what I'm assuming. So,
Okay.
To me, it's creamer, so it has to be some sort of heavy cream.
Okay.
With like
Freaks me out.
sugars and lactose and syrups.
It looks like cow discharge.
And cow discharge.
Oh my God. Okay, we're going to start with a nice and easy affirmation today.
Oh, yes.
Just because I feel like...
I actually got one.
You have one?
I have an affirmation today.
Okay, well, it better be good.
Well, to the people, it will go to a select few, but yes.
No, it has to go for everybody.
It can apply to everybody, 100%.
It's not...
Want to hear it?
No, I already know what it's going to be. Say it quickly.
Come on, hey, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying over here. Last podcast, I didn't even do an affirmation because I was like lost. I didn't know like what to say. But now, this is my affirmation. Okay? I will not let professional teams... what was it? Wait. I will not let the professional team that I follow determine my mood in the week, whether they win or lose. I will enjoy it as a fan, as an outsider, and whatever the outcome will be, I will be okay with it. It will not determine my mood towards me and my peers. How'd I do, babe?
You sound like a Giants fan.
Well,
Hey, you sound like a Jets fan, too, these days.
Well, now I'm repping the Knicks right now, so...
Okay.
Although we're 1-1, but it's okay. Home opener, like...
For any girls that have boyfriends, this is the part of the podcast where the boyfriends listen in to Dano.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Knicks won. We won our home game, and we lost the opener versus the Celtics, which is upsetting because we're supposed to be the team that beats the Celtics. And we didn't look too good. We didn't look too good out there, buddy. But it's fine. It's fine. We won our home game. Hopefully we win today against Cleveland. It's a New York day. We got Giants, Yankees, and Knicks. Knicks, Giants, Yankees all day today. So all start at 7:30.
Gotcha. Baby, I hear you.
Yeah, babe.
My audience is 80% women, probably 50.
And they should. This is good too. Like they should know about like what their men like, especially if like they're in the New York area.
I'm sorry.
Teams, what their men is like, you know.
We're going into uncharted territory. I would like to get to my affirmation.
Hey, babe, the floor is yours.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Love you.
He's about to give you the backstory on how the Giants were created and what. Okay.
Yeah, 1925.
The AFC and the NFC. I mean.
1925.
UGC, Buffalo Wild Wings, BWW. I don't give a fuck. So I love you.
BWW.
Isn't that what it is? Isn't that what it is? Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah. I think you're talking about something else. Sorry.
Okay. Affirmation. I am open to receiving all of the blessings and success that come my way every new day.
Amen.
I'm open to receiving, what was it? Abundance and success that come my way every day.
Because you deserve it.
Because every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. And every time you put your head on the pillow at night, you wake up the next day and you get to right the wrongs that you did the day before. And so if you're ever feeling like a carryover of emotions, you could start the new day and become a whole new fucking person. Yeah. I change my outfits all the time because of that. I like to become a new persona.
So you like your mood changes depending on your outfits.
For sure.
Good to
when
know.
I look good in an outfit, like my mood is lifted.
Oh yeah.
Like when I come down to visit you at the restaurant and like my outfit eats. Mm-hmm. When I see tourists.
I see what you did there.
That wasn't intentional. But when I see tourists down in Soho, like taking pictures of like the New York women in fashion, and I'm one of the women you chose to take a picture of, you can't pull my ego back down from that. I'm not coming down from that.
It'll be one of those videos. It'll be like, ma'am, can I see your closet? What do you have in your closet?
Yeah, exactly. I wish somebody would ask me that. Nobody ever does.
Yeah, please stay away.
Just stay away from my closet.
Do not.
I'm going all natural today, guys. No makeup, no anything. We're doing a very cool and relaxed episode today.
You look beautiful, babe.
Thank you, babe.
How you doing?
So nice. Yeah. I feel naked a little bit.
That's later.
But
sorry.
Can we have anything?
Sorry.
Can I have anything?
Sorry.
So, I wanted to enlighten. Okay, wait. Do we want to talk about what just happened yesterday with Tony, or do we want to kick it off with Brianna? We're gonna bring in some pop culture first to start this episode, guys.
Yeah, either or. That's fine with me. That's fine. I think with the Tony, I think I'm a little more familiar with. With the Brianna, I'm not. So
let's bring up the Tony Hinchcliffe, because people are calling him Kill Tony online. Everybody's like, Kill Tony went up there and said something.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I try not to dive too deep into politics on here in terms of political party. You guys know what I believe in. You know what my stances are things. Like, you guys know that I'm somebody who also believes that like hive mentality is the death of like a civilization. Whatever. We don't have to get into it. But for me, one thing that was really disappointing for me to see yesterday was there's a Trump rally at Madison Square Garden. And one of the first speaker, like right after the national anthem, was Tony Hinchcliffe, who is a comic that I was becoming a big fan of. We're comedy buffs. We like comedy. We frequent comedy shows a lot. Yeah. We love the New York comedy scene down in Greenwich Village. Like you see up and coming comics, and then like the next week they're on Fallon, and you know what I mean. Yeah. Like you get to see some of the best comics in the world like practice their sets in front of you.
And it's good to see also like up and coming like comedians like sort of like you said like, oh, I remember I saw his set and now he's like sort of like headlining somewhere. It's nice to see.
Yeah, like that kind of growth is really fun. The reason why I add that context in is because we're also the type of people who think that if you're too easily offended by stand-up comedy, you're like the worst type of person this planet has to offer. Yeah. You're like, you sound like a fucking annoying loser.
Yeah, it's like no sense of humor, yeah.
But the clip that came out with Tony Hinchcliffe last night, the speech that he did, he got up there and he said some, harmful things about Puerto Rico. Yeah. Which I didn't find funny, specifically because he's in a political space. But I want to hear your viewpoint. Yeah. Do we want to quote? Let me give them what he said. He basically said, a bunch of stuff about Latinos, like they have a ton of babies, and the migrants, like they're having babies and whatever. The thing is, Latinos are everywhere. They're not just migrants. They're U.S. citizens, but whatever. And then he, says, there's like a floating pile of garbage in the middle of the ocean. I think they call it Puerto Rico. Yeah, right, yeah. And you can hear that the audience was like, "Oh!" Like it was one of those jokes that you're not supposed to laugh at.
Yeah, it was like yeesh, like one of those.
Yeah, because it's just not the place, and that's the type of place that it's going to be taken seriously and literally, and it was, no matter how you joke about that. But I want to get your point of view, being as though you grew up in Puerto Rico. Yeah, and your opinion matters here. Yeah, more than mine.
But listen, I think the the uproar from like the Puerto Rican community is they're highly upset, and you know they just find out who this Tony guy is, and like you know he's calling our island garbage, and you know what I mean. So, listen, I've known of Tony Hinchcliffe for a while now, for like as a comedian. Like he even did the roast of Tom Brady, and he crushed it over there. Like he's had like his show Kill Tony in Madison Square Garden several times, like sell out. Like he's getting his up and coming like big time status now. But he's a comedian, and I think the setting, like you said, was not right. Like he's going up there as if he's like a roast battle, you know, doing like roast jokes, and it just wasn't like, it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit. Like he says some foul shit from time to time. Like you know what I mean? Like he's that kind of comedian.
That's his style.
That's
like
his,
saying wrong, like making the raunchy shit work.
Extreme, like some foul shit. He's like, am I personally insulted? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. Like, again, like, you know, there's like family's Puerto Rican, grew up in Puerto Rico, raised in Puerto Rico, like friends all over the place. But yeah, it's also that it's a Trump rally that it's heightened. It's also the fact that it's so close to election. It's just like a mixed combination of like the wrong, it's just the wrong soup to make, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I what I'm wondering now is like how much of an impact would this be to, like they say, like Latino voters and all these like people that were like undecided whether they should vote for Trump, especially Latinos. Should they like, oh shit, if this is the person he represents? Because what happened like a couple weeks ago, he was like, Nicky Jam, I heard she's hot.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know
is
what I
like
mean?
that's
So
like for me, it's like strike two in the Puerto Rican community where, which is what we were talking about last night, where I was saying like, you know, people always like to say that the Democrats use certain marginalized communities as pawns and props. And I'm not denying that because I've definitely, I mean, I'm an independent and I've felt that way as well in the past for sure. I've watched it. And like, that's a great example of how the Republicans will do it, you know, like bringing up Nicky Jam. Oh, I hear she's hot. It's like he doesn't know who the fuck Nicky Jam is. And Nicky Jam is fucking Nicky Jam.
Yeah.
So I just felt like... obviously, like, I can't be offended by that. I'm checking in with you because you're my person. Yeah. Sorry.
No. Like I said, I just think that me personally, I'm not, because just I know like Tony Hinchcliffe.
You know his repertoire.
I know his style of comedy. I've seen Tony Hinchcliffe for like several years now. Like, you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate for him because and we said this yesterday. I was like, I don't think he's racist, but you don't know that. I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know if he's like a racist guy. You know what I mean? So, and the other jokes that he did throughout, like his set, were like insulting. But it's the wrong crowd, wrong setting. People go to like to political rallies to see like, oh hey, what's the status of the country? What are your plans for the current status of the country? How are you gonna like change things? And a stand-up comedian goes up there and makes all these insulting jokes, and it's just like, whoa, what the fuck is this? And especially to a community like the Puerto Rican community, who are extremely passionate. Yeah, we're passionate people. We're like garbage. What are you talking about, garbage? Puerto Rico is like, you know, like it's a beautiful island. So like people, yeah, they take it pretty personal, especially Latinos.
I think personally when people go to political rallies to hear their points validated, to hear their beliefs validated. And when I said this on TikTok, when you take an art form, like any art form, because I believe the same thing with singers, any art form, that's why they use celebrities as endorsements. When you take the art form and bring it into the political arena, it's no longer an art form now, it's a belief. So it doesn't matter whether it's a joke or just a song. Right. That's why they would never have a rapper get up there and rap about the hardships of his community or that display a community in a bad light because that would be portrayed as their belief.
Right.
So for me, when you bring a comedian up there, you can make. I think if he were to make that joke at fucking Stand Up New York, it'd be like, oh, like that's so harsh, that's so stupid. But like we would leave there not thinking anything of it.
Yeah.
But because it's at a Trump rally where people have notoriously had ideas about Latin people in general, number one. Number two, have told Puerto Ricans to go back to your own country when Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. And Puerto Rico, I feel like people from Puerto Rico would be like, gladly give it back. You know? I just think that there's a lot of layers to it. I was just disappointed because the other things that he said throughout the set and also the other people that were there that were saying things. If you look at the other people that were speaking at the Trump rally and what they were saying, it's uncomfortable for me to watch, not because it's uncomfortable to see that like these people live in the same state as me and in the same country as me, and that we're watching this happen in real time, and like we have the majority of our country on whatever side that they live on like cannot think for themselves, and we're watching people stand up on stage saying this is a day for liberation and we need to slaughter the other side and stuff, and I'm like, where's the line?
It's the whole political
show. Where's the
like,
line? You know what I mean? But yes, it's a political show, but where's the line? It keeps going further and further. We keep moving the goalpost.
Yeah, this is prime TV. This is prime TV.
But that's the thing. It's our country. It's not entertainment.
It's always been entertainment.
No, it has not. You look at debates.
I think within the last 40 years, it's always been entertainment.
Absolutely not. Look at debates from the 80s and early 90s. At any other point in our history, you see that the candidates have like respect for themselves, for the position that they're trying to earn, for the position that they currently have. There's a different level of respect. Like we're allowing this to happen, and it's sick. And I'm watching people in my life like get like, they're like losing their brains by watching like the TV and watching this fear mongering happen, where they're like arguing with me about how like trans kids are like giving drugs to other children at school or something. Like they'll come up with something wrong. I'm like, where did you hear that? They're like, the news.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's insane to me. But
yeah,
it's for that reason, not to drone on about this, but it's for that reason that I was really disappointed in Tony Hinchcliffe, because I was really becoming a fan. And I
think a lot of people were disappointed in him at that. It was like, even I think what AOC said that, she was like, that's very disappointing when she was like watching it live, and she was like, Waltz was like, who's that?
Because he's funny.
Like, it's Tony Hinchcliffe, and it's very disappointing to like hear him say that.
Yeah.
Because he's a funny comedian. He really is. He's getting to a point right now where it's like that borderline of superstar and like extremely like well-known comedian. Like I said, that Brady roast like catapulted him to
blew him up
different masses, and be like, this guy is insane. Said extremely hurtful things there too, which were insane. And the Brady roast, again, this is not a roast. This is not a stand-up, like it's not a stand-up special.
Right.
It's not a stand-up crowd. And he's the first speaker. It was just like it was bad for Tony. Bad for Tony.
Yeah. For me, I just like, it was the tweet he said after it that for me, I'm like, oh, we got to throw fucking misogyny in there too.
Yeah. The fact that people think that he's going to apologize, he's not.
No, he's never going to apologize.
He's going to stand up for comedy because
100%.
Because people have been trying to like silence comedians for a certain amount of time now, where it's like the First Amendment, freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Like this is what we do. This is our art form.
It's freedom of speech, but it's not freedom of consequence.
No,
if somebody is like, yeah, I'm going to get a gun and kill you, yeah, that's freedom of speech, but the consequences of that is that I'm going to call the cops and have them
of course,
jail you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what he said to Tim Walz, like, put your tampon in or get a tampon or something. And I'm like, can we stop with the fucking tampon jokes? Like,
take out your tampon.
I've never seen, I'm sorry, but men are so much more emotional than women in a lot of cases. So I kind of hate the whole, like, when somebody is emotional or has, like, qualms about something, like they have a tampon or they have a pad or are you on your period? Like, it's like a sissy girl joke. Like, I think it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, it's a no joke.
It's stupid. It's a stupid joke. Right?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Yeah. I also wanted to chit-chat about Brianna, Chickenfry, and Zach Bryan.
I've been dying to like.
You have no idea who these people are.
I know, but the name Chickenfry, I've been holding this in for a while. I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Okay,
like,
she's the fucking. Her
does
name.
Does she own like the chicken spot on the corner?
No. You.
Chickenfry.
Okay. Dad jokes need to level.
Relax. It's fine. It's
So,
okay.
Brianna LaPaglia,
Sure.
whatever, LaPaglia. She's the chick from fucking Barstool. She's the chick from Barstool, friends with Dave Portnoy, does a podcast with Dave Portnoy, some other kid, Josh Richards. Big in Barstool, has another podcast with her friend Grace, who's like her best childhood friend. They're from Massachusetts. And so she kind of became notorious for like having long-term boyfriends and always having an overlap. Like she'd break up with these boyfriends and like then all of a sudden was dating somebody a week later, like after having a breakup. And it's like, how are you in a full relationship like a week later, but there's like an overlap? And I'm like, I think that's diabolical behavior from anybody, woman or man, personally. Right. But whatever. So she did that like a few times. Zach Bryan, who's a country star, also is known to kind of do this. But with him, the lore is that like he's a country star. He was married to this woman they met in the military. Okay. Then he sent her divorce papers while she was on deployment. She had no idea she was getting divorced, but he sent her divorce papers. And that's like a year and a half or a few years after. I want to say it's like a year and a half or 2 years. He then gets into a relationship with this chick, Deb. They're together for like a few years. He buys a house in her hometown, gets a dog. After a year and a half, they break up. And then immediately starts dating Brianna. Brianna, same thing. They've been together. They buy a dog together. He buys a house in her hometown. And then they break up after a year and a half. Here's the thing. So Brianna had an overlap and he had an overlap and they got together. Their relationship, from like to any woman, I feel like that's gone through this, you saw from the jump that like it's a lot too soon. Like you're with each other every day, and then she was, going on tour with him. And she was even watching the podcast. A lot of people were saying between her and her best friend Grace that like Brianna looked like she didn't even give a fuck. And like she kept making
Great. Brianna didn't give a fuck?
Yeah, about Grace.
Okay.
And you can tell that Grace was like trying to carry the show. And so people were saying things in the comments like, Brianna.
What's the name of this show?
Plan Brie Uncut.
Okay. And
so people were saying like, oh, Brianna, like try to look like you care, in the comment section. And then, her and Grace kind of did this like video statement. They're like, listen, like we've been going through things as friends, like behind the scenes. And like, clearly you guys can tell, but we just had to work it out for ourselves. Like we love that you guys are so invested in our relationship. We sat down by the water last night. We cried and we talked about all these things. And everybody speculated that it was probably about Zach Bryan, because Brie hasn't been present or like hasn't been like a great friend or anything. That's speculation. And then, all these kind of rumors start swirling that Zach Bryan like is, he tends to be a little bit of like a playboy. I don't know how, personally, but apparently he is. So, sorry. He looks like an unseasoned chicken. So, no offense.
No flavor.
But yeah, they were very cute on stage. They had a very public relationship. They break up. This breakup sends shockwaves because Zach Bryan puts out a statement on social media, and the statement is so typical of an emotionally manipulative guy who's like, give her her space, give her her privacy. We made the decision to break up. Like I decided that it would be best that we went our separate ways.
So he broke up with her.
But he was making it sound mutual, but then adding in those things and then saying things like, I'm not perfect. Like, I'm mostly disappointed in myself. Just like little hints of self-deprecation to earn pity in the court of public opinion. And I've seen that so many times from men. I've experienced that from men where they'll be like, okay, fine. Like I'm just the worst and I'm so tortured and like I can never do anything right. And and it's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That us breaking up is not you being like, I'm not perfect. Like shut up with the self-pity. Brianna had no idea that post was going up. They just broke up like the day before.
Really? Okay.
And so everybody's bombarding her. She just wanted like a day or two to like grapple with the breakup.
Yeah, good luck.
And she posts on her Instagram, like, I'm feeling extremely blindsided right now. Something else. And she uploads a YouTube video. Basically saying, like, we just broke up yesterday. I did not know that post was going up. I just wanted some peace and quiet for myself. He couldn't even reach out to me to tell me that he was going to, like, blow up my life this morning. You know, all the news outlets are coming out about it. This man, the day after their breakup, after she had been living with him on a tour bus for the better half of a year, he bought a house in her hometown. They got a dog together. His ass is on Raya. Do you know what Raya is?
Nope.
Raya is like, it's like Tinder or Bumble for famous, rich, well-known, wealthy people.
Really?
Your profile needs to be approved. You need to be somebody of notoriety or notability. It's for like, you know, wealthy. It's a wealthy matchmaking, famous matchmaking thing.
Interesting.
His ass is on Raya. So there are girls who see that. You don't even give, like, and this is what gets me.
How long were they together?
Like a year and a half. And that was another thing that people were saying, like, that's his ticking point. A year and a half and you're done. A year and a half and you're toying. Yes, he's got an expiration date. And I just was thinking, like, we do this as women where it doesn't matter how good of a woman you are. It doesn't matter what you do for them. It doesn't matter what you drop on the floor. Like, oh, I'm dropping my life. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to support you. A man is either loyal or they're not. Okay? Because a man will be loyal to a bitch that does nothing. A man will be loyal to a girl who is not a great girl. And then there are men who will be disloyal to fantastic women.
Right.
So it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the man. And it just kind of goes to show you can't really put your life on hold for anybody, woman or man. I don't think you should ever do that. And so she's kind of hinting at that now in her Instagram stories and stuff. Like, I can't believe that I literally put my entire life on hold for a man. And it sucks. Like, what's your experience been with that? Like, have you ever felt like you put your life on hold for a relationship?
I don't know about like life on hold, but I've definitely like been in relationships where like I'll have a group of friends beforehand and then be in a relationship and you're just so focused on it that you sort of like don't hang out with your boys as much. You don't, for example, you go hang out. You don't go to like any sporting events. You don't go to the bars. You don't like play video games with them no more, whatever the case may be. You don't go out play ball with them. And yeah, like I've been in relationships where like I'll, like I said, isolate myself just for the sake of the relationship. But I don't know. I think you live and you learn. You're sort of like, okay, that was a mistake. That was like, okay, I see like why this didn't work out. Sort of like learn from your mistakes type of thing. But I don't know, but a year and a half and sort of, I mean, that's what you would do too. You know what I mean? Like I would do the same thing too. Like if we were in a relationship and you were extremely famous, and I just got with you and you're traveling, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I'm pretty sure you'll be like, hey, come on, tag along. Let's go. I'm doing XYZ and going to these different cities. I'm able to buy a house where you're staying at, buy a dog together. Let's do that. Sort of like start a life. But I don't know. I think if I knew you were like jumping, if you had like 5-6 relationships prior to me that lasted 2 years, I think
that sounded like the same thing.
I think I would read that and be like, okay, that may happen to me. Yeah,
and also, I how you get them can be how you lose them.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, easy come, easy go, right?
yeah, and like it tends to be a trope. How you get them is how you lose them. You know, Ariana Madix. I know you don't know who these people are, but like
No, I don't.
Tom Sandoval, and Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules. Ariana got with Tom when Tom was in a long-term other relationship. She was like the other woman, and then Tom left that relationship to be with her. And although it's not the same thing, the situation that happened with Ariana and Tom, because they were together for 9 years, and he was sleeping with her best friend,
Right.
literally,
Oh, really,
like
he
in
was?
their bed, like yeah, like in their bed, in their house.
Juicy.
But that's also like, as much as that's not Ariana's fault, that's the type of person that is. You knew who he is.
Yeah.
So Brianna with Zach Bryan, it's like you can see the type of person that he is. But Brianna's done that herself before. So I think that you can never think like, oh, I'm going to be different. That's why I question you all the time, because I'm like,
Wait, why you question me all the time now?
no. But that's because it's just a common way of thinking. We see this all the time. Women see this all the time, where a woman will put her entire life on hold and focus and invest in a relationship, whether it's emotionally, financially, like time-wise, and then it transpires into nothing. And then all of a sudden you feel like you've wasted a year and a half of your life.
Yeah, I think the reason why you feel like people feel like it's wasted is because it ended. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you don't
if
get
that
anything
relationship,
out of it.
if that relationship like lasts and you just like go through thick and thin, and it's sort of like, okay, like it does. If it's bad all the time, and you're in a relationship for like 15 years and you see it like sort of like going nowhere.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of saying like it was a waste of time, waste of life. Because it's a choice that you make. So like I've never been like oh, what a waste of my life, what a waste of like this time that I just like spent in a relationship, because you actually try to like make a relationship work.
Yeah.
Like the time we have together, like 5 years plus.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't think any time spent with you is wasted. I also think that you have to, you have to put your time in. You have to,
but
like,
if
to
you
sacrifice yourself as well. Like,
but here's the thing: if we broke up tomorrow,
you would think it'll be a waste?
no, listen. If we broke up tomorrow, and the day after you're on dating apps after being with me for that many years,
yeah, that's shitty.
That's foul. You don't even have time to grieve.
That's a slap in the face for
hurts
you.
women.
That's a slap in the face for you.
That's what hurts women, is that these men will require so much from us, and we're more than willing to do it. Guys will always say like, oh, women aren't women anymore. Women don't want to do these things. We want to do so much for you. Like I love making food for you. Do I think, like, I'm wildly feminist? I love making food for you because for me, I love you and I love that I'm making something for somebody that I love. Okay? We want to do these things. But then when we're doing all these amazing things for the sake of this relationship and we're investing our time and whatever, and the next day you're on dating apps looking for somebody new. Yeah. And just disposing of me, not even grieving me, not even feeling like you lost something, just looking for someone else to replace my spot. Yeah. For me, I would see red. Like, for me is grounds for blowing up your fucking car. Instantly.
That's crazy though.
Instantly. I've keyed cars before. Yeah. I've 100% keyed cars before.
Yeah, but blowing up a car because he's on a dating app, like, it's a year and a half.
Fine,
like,
not blowing up a car, but I'll put like bologna all over it, saran wrap it. Bologna takes off paint.
Tires, just slash the tires. Let's slash
and
tires.
only slash 3. Because if you slash only 3, then the insurance company won't cover it. If they slash 4, the insurance company covers it. So if you slash 3, they got to pay for it.
Yeah, now speaking out of experience, right? You just like heard that. You read that in the internet, right?
I've never done it.
But also but I also think that it's like the lifestyle that they have. Like, they're famous people. They're people that like they're surrounded by like a bunch of people, and I don't know, like just dating somebody while they're famous. Like, if you dated somebody before they were famous and then they became famous, then okay, then you can still probably like hold on to that relationship because you know who they truly are. And maybe the person who like became famous be like, hey, this person has been with me through the thick and thin, like literally, like ups and downs. Like, let's make this work. But if you're with somebody who's already like a known singer, a known like artist, or whatever the case may be, like it's rare unless you're like as equally or more famous. It's rare that will last.
Yeah.
I think history shows it. It just doesn't. Like, it can last like 5-6 years, you know what I mean? But then just something happens that it just never lasts. How many famous people have gotten married and like had families together and then end up getting divorced?
I mean, J-Lo's done this to her kids how many times?
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. Like J-Lo and Mark Anthony, I think Mark Anthony was the longest relationship she had.
Yeah.
And they had family, they had kids together. And then people thought it was like, oh, this is the ultimate power couple.
Yeah.
Divorced. I think the only people who haven't done it yet is Beyonce and Jay.
But my thing is Brianna's not famous. Like, she's famous, she's well known, but
I thought you said Rihanna. I was like, excuse you?
Brianna, whatever. Zach Bryan is like famous, especially in the country world, especially in the South, very famous. Brianna is like internet famous, which is different.
Right, yeah.
She became mainstream because she was dating him. And I think a lot of the times for women, I don't want to call her a girl because she's a woman, but for women that are new to the entertainment space and like in podcasts and things like that, and she's just kind of like elevating, being then skyrocketed and introduced to this even bigger world, even like your world times 20, the area which I'm sure she was probably striving for in some capacity, that's, you also get accustomed to that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And now when you're done this is how I would feel if I was dating somebody that was massive and huge, and then all of a sudden now the lifestyle's gone and now I feel like an idiot. Like, I just kind of have to recluse back to my life previously. That's a hard thing to adjust to. But
what does a friend think?
That's exactly what I was going to touch on. Like, Grace, I watch it, like, it was just Grace's birthday, and it's very rare that, like, I see, like,
Was Brianna there?
No. But it's very rare for me to, like, really love, like, a podcast or internet person where I'm like, oh, I want to be fucking friends with you.
Yeah.
But, like, this chick, she lives in New York, and I'm dying to meet her. I have mutual friends with her. So I'm like, oh, I would pay to be in this chick's friend group. I'm like, this is the friend that I've been waiting for. Yo, she just did a video showing, she was like, all I wanted for my birthday was just all my favorite people in one room eating a bunch of fucking crab legs or some shit. And I was like, this bitch is dumb. Like,
me too. I
was like, me too. I want to be there. But she's really cool. And, you know, she talks about, like, how, you know, she's gotten insecurities and things like that. And Whitney Cummings asked Grace, she was like, you're going to open up for me on tour. Because she knew that Grace was trying to start with stand-up comedy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so she's been opening up for Whitney Cummings and being on tour. And I'm like,
that's good.
Grace is finding her own footing, and I think people have kind of seen that Brianna's attitude and Grace, they're growing in different directions. And I think people are like, you know, they're putting sides against each other. And that's hard. I mean, that's hard to, like, have a best friend that you grew up with. Your best friend then brings you into this world and then just kind of drops you off, leaves you there. Yeah. You know? But
I think, listen, at the end of the day, like, we're all adults and we're all our own person. So, like, you can't, you know, people make mistakes. They decide to, you know, lead their own trail or leave their own trail. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it backfires. And sadly, sometimes the people you turn your back on are, like, your best friends. Yeah. But I hope that, you know, they both get to a happy medium. They both, like, sit down and be like, hey, girl, you know, I know you... That's not how we sit down and have heart-to-hearts. First of all, it always starts with, hey, girl.
It's never, hey, girl.
Always starts with, like, hey, girl, I get it. Like...
It's not like that.
A hey, girl is dropped in there somewhere.
That's like to an acquaintance. You don't say "hey girl" to a friend. You're like,
hell, you goddamn liar, bro.
You say
how many times have I heard you talk to your friends, to your close friends,
and be like,
girl, hey girl,
girl. That's what you gotta say. You gotta say it with a W, girl.
I'm sorry.
You have to say it with a W. Girl.
I've never heard the girl.
Okay.
Never heard the girl, but point is, like,
You know what?
Sit
When you
down
say
and-
"Hey, girl," that's like the worst text that every woman fears. Is that when you say "Hey, girl," but because you'll get a text that's like, "Hey, girl, I just wanted to reach out to you," and like you'll see the beginning, like of the message, and it's always like, "I saw your boyfriend last night hooking up with this girl," or "Your boyfriend hit me up, and I don't know if you guys are still together."
Next time you say "Hey, girl," I'm gonna like point it out. But listen,
As long as I don't get no fucking "Hey, girl" texts from bitches being like, "I saw Dano at the bar Slante last night," you know.
That was a great bar. It was a great bar. It was empty. It was empty. It was not.
Yeah, it was empty. It was empty.
It was. It was.
Dano got a drink after work last night. I said, "Baby, go ahead, go and unwind."
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I was like, I even started
5 years together, and I still do this.
I even like started the conversation. I was like, I feel
It's
like
healthy to track your man's location.
I feel like I'm asking for permission, but I'm just letting you know that I'm like, and I hardly do this, like go to a place like after work without you, like to a bar, especially a bar. So I was like, hey babe, you know, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm just gonna get a drink to this bar. She's like, okay, no problem. She said, go ahead, baby, I get it, unwind. I was like, thank you, I appreciate that.
Unwind?
Went to this spot that
Slante?
I don't think it's called like that, but
I don't care.
and I just had like, they had Guinness on tap, which is great, and just like drank a couple Guinnesses. I was excited for their food, but the kitchen was closed. Yeah, had a couple drinks, watched the end of the game, and I decided to call you and be like, just play, not even a prank, just to be like, fuck around with you. And I'm like, maybe can I pick you up, please? And she's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, bye. Boom, hang up, call right back. And I'm like, can you please? Like, no, I'm going out too, actually. I'm going out too. And I'm like, where the fuck are you going, huh? Where are you going? And she's like, I don't know. Then I proceed to tell you, like, yeah, I'm over at this spot. She's like, oh, no, yeah, I know exactly where you're at. You say the address. And it's like, the Slante bar where they have the you start giving details, like where they have the 4 TVs on the bar, and they have the projector in the back. They have it downstairs in a bathroom. The kitchen closes at 9:30.
I was like, I can kind of guess what seat that you were probably sitting at.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check and see.
Which I knew you were gonna track me. It's fine, you know.
Listen.
But you knowing like the name of the bar and nailing it.
And you were like, I went over to this place, and I was like, I know.
Yeah. I went, Slante. I was like, damn, babe. Shit.
Hey, listen. And then I started thinking, I was like, who do I know that lives over there?
Oh, God.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's just, but here's the thing. You're so squeaky clean that nothing ever comes up, which is good.
I mean, we've said this before.
I know, but I don't care. I don't care.
No, it's just like some mind game for you.
Whatever.
You're doing that shit in vain, but it's fine. Do what you got to do.
And it makes me feel better every time. I go, oh, he's coming home to me. Now I feel better. I know that he was there alone. You know? I was going to give you like a half an hour more before I went down there to find your ass.
I know you said that too. You was like,
I was going to give him like a half an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what's funny? Speaking of the Brianna Chickenfry.
Why is she called Chickenfry?
That's just her fucking name, bro. That's her, like, I think it was...
Where did it come from? Like, how did
Because she likes the chicken fries from Burger King, I think. So she just made her, like, online name Brianna Chickenfry. Damn, I wish I fucking did that.
Brianna Chickenfry.
Could you imagine if I was like Diana Whopper?
Diana...
Oh, my God. Diana Crunchwrap Supreme.
Ooh.
No, that sounds like...
That sounds like...
It sounds like a fast food strip club. Oh my God. But I thought it was interesting because Tom Holland and Zendaya, like, this was what I was gonna say. So Tom Holland and Zendaya, obviously one of the most gorgeous couples ever. Tom Holland is a short king that is such a gentleman.
Whoa.
He's a short king.
Savage size.
Okay. Short king.
Don't disrespect Tom.
I'm literally giving him a compliment.
You just say king. You don't have to say short king.
He's a short king. And we love him because he's right underneath Zendaya's height, and especially when Zendaya's in heels. They look beautiful together. Mwah, chef's kiss, right? Mm-hmm. Watching him like defend her and like, you know, protect her from paparazzi in comparison to like all the stuff that I've learned about Zach Bryan against my will this week, because Dave Portnoy is coming out and like airing out all their dirty laundry. Dave Portnoy said that Zach Bryan like almost broke up with Brianna because of like something Dave Portnoy said. Or that Brianna was like on the red carpet and was just like, oh, there's so many good looking people here, like great looking men.
What you say?
That was scary.
What the hell you say, girl?
Oh my God. So yeah, but I just thought it was an interesting point because Tom Holland
Brianna,
would never
chicken
feel
nuggets.
that way about when you know you have a queen, you don't feel insecure about that because you know she's coming home with me.
I mean, if you have the nickname Chicken Nuggets, then that's like, I mean, it's like how.
We're not gonna get far with this one.
I'm just saying though, like.
Okay, we need to move on.
You're gonna introduce to your parents, like.
No, she's got a last name.
I'm just saying though, like you'd be like, oh, what
We
name
gotta
is
move
it?
on.
Brianna Chicken Legs, like.
Brianna Chicken Legs.
What's going on?
Oh my God, Brianna KFC, Kentucky Fried
Brianna Chicken Bucket.
Brianna Chicken Bucket.
Brianna Bucket of Chicken. Sorry.
Okay, so we wanted to move.
Zendaya and Tom. Yeah.
So we were talking about Zendaya and Tom. I was just gonna throw and leave that in there. But there was also like, whoa. Oh, we didn't even touch on the national anthem that had gone on. I'm thinking about like stadiums, and I'm like, wasn't there something I wanted to talk about on a stadium? We talked about Tony Hinchcliffe and the national anthem.
Imagine that happened after like that national
Man,
anthem.
I fucking wish. Guys, so I sang the national anthem this weekend. Can you play that video on your phone?
Yeah.
While he's pulling it up, let me let you know.
The guy was like, we're live. And she goes like, oh shit. I'm so nervous.
Oh my God. So this weekend I sang the national anthem at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. I have a video and I haven't watched it yet. Sometimes I don't like to watch videos of me singing until a few days after because I'm just going to think it's just the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. And like I was excited. My voice felt really healthy. I was taking care of it like the whole week, really just like feeling good. Even though like you fed me so much cheese the night before, so I couldn't believe that my voice was okay.
Yeah, what you had the night before was insane. We had like wine, drinks, beer, shots.
Yes.
Bread, cheese.
Burrata, mozzarella, ricotta.
Yeah,
like
zucchini, pasta.
Yeah, crazy. We had so much food. So.
McD's.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, the next morning, like I had to sing the national anthem, and actually, shockingly, I was feeling fantastic.
Yeah, there you go.
And I get there, I'm like, my voice is feeling good. I get up on stage, and there's so many people there, like easily like a couple hundred, close to 1,000 people. And
hundreds of thousands of people.
Almost. We'll get there. And as I'm getting up there, like literally the night before, our friend, or whatever, that week, at least, it was close. Okay, it was close to the time I had to sing. I don't know.
Oh, what, the video what she did?
Yeah, when I was sent the video.
Oh, yeah. It was
I think Elise sent it to me. Our friend Elise sent it to me.
Like 2 or 3 days
and I was
before.
like, oh my God, this is going to be me. I get up on stage to sing this thing, to sing the national anthem.
I think that.
And I'm like, I'm in it, I'm good. Immediately I'm like, fuck, I started too high. I usually start like, oh, da, 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 da. And then I think I started like, na, 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 na. And it's just like, you don't think it's that high, but because the national anthem is actually, it's a very difficult song for singers to sing because it's, in terms, if you're looking at the scale of music notes, it goes from all the way up here to all the way down. It's a very large scale of music. And I'm up there and I'm singing. I'm like, don't freak out. You're capable. Don't, like, you can sing it no matter how high it is. It's fine. You'll figure it out. Change the technique, whatever. I'm changing the mechanics in my voice. I'm thinking about it as I'm singing. As I'm singing, all of a sudden, I just, like, start perceiving myself. And I'm like, and everyone's looking at me. And I'm singing. And I'm like, don't forget the fucking words. And I'm looking at a woman sing the words. I'm like, am I singing the same words as her? And then I'm like, I don't think I am. And I'm like, oh, no, yes, I am. And then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, imagine, maybe I should start over. Like, for a split second in my mind, I'm like, I could start over. That one girl tried. And I'm thinking
This isn't live, is it?
I'm like, oh my God. It was just, it was a moment. So let's play for an example for our listeners. This was sang by a girl, an artist named Loomis. And she was singing this at a third party presidential debate.
That's crazy. Let me see.
For the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming.
Oof.
And the rockets, red glare. Can I go back? Can I go back, please?
I can
Yo, when she was like, if you see like, it's like we're live. She was like, oh no. There's that voice was like, Ksh. And at this moment, she realized she fucked up.
How did they even find her? Like, that's my question.
I don't know, man. Like, you know.
But
I say this all the time. Like, people like sing the national anthem. I'm like, my girl could easily like abolish them. Like, sing them out the water. It's true. It's true.
What I need to get more accustomed with is that I can sing the shit out of the national anthem. I could sing it here. I could sing it right now. That's it. When I get in front of people, when I get in front of people, something happens where I'm like, I'm not nervous. I know I'm capable. I'm fine. My body goes into shakes.
Really?
Goes into shakes mode. And I have, like, usually if I'm on stage with a band, like, I can rely on the band to kind of, like, calm me down and make me feel comfortable. It'll take me, like, 30 seconds to 90 seconds to just kind of, like, I'm here, I'm good, it's what I'm born to do. But something about the national anthem, even while I was singing it, like, I felt myself going, like, getting a little shaky. And I practiced that high part, like, and the rock is regular. Whatever. I practiced it so many times, but, like, when you get up there, it's just, you see it's a lot. Because also, everybody's judging you.
Yeah.
It's different if you're singing your own things and people are like, oh, it's not my style. Whatever.
I would just sing with my eyes closed. I'm like, here we go. Like,
I would love to do that. Oh, I would love to do that. If I ever wore sunglasses, I would love to wear sunglasses while I performed.
I would just like, turn my back. I'm like, I'm singing to the wall.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's my official.
Yeah, I feel bad for her though. Like, that's this. Yes, it's unfortunate, but I feel bad for her.
I don't.
I feel like it's like secondhand embarrassment, where it's just like, shit. Like,
I feel bad for her.
And she's gonna be known for this now. You know what I mean? Like, whatever she does, she's gonna be like, smart, you fucked up. And she's not gonna be hired to sing the national anthem again. Not until like she redeems herself. 2, she's known for this now, where I fucked it up, girl. And also like, yeah, just like, you feel for that. You don't feel bad for that?
If she's smart, she can turn this around into a positive.
How would you do that?
She needs to hire a PR team immediately to make her the it girl. Any scandal, good or bad, will make you an it girl if you have the right team.
Didn't this happen a couple months ago? There was this one country artist who sang the national anthem, butchered the shit out of it, and then
I don't know.
And then the statement afterwards was like she was hammered drunk during the thing, and she went out to seek help right after that. She went into put herself into rehab or something.
I don't know if it was the national anthem or it was something else.
Anthem. It was really? Anthem, yeah. It was like before a game. I think it was like the 7th inning stretch or something. I forgot. I want to say a baseball game, but I could be wrong.
There was also another country artist though that I think was singing they were singing a tribute song to somebody or their own song or something, and they weren't singing it. They were clearly very messed up. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but I
don't know. Anyways, put me in, coach. Mm-hmm. Somebody put me the F in.
Yeah.
My dream is to sing the national anthem at a big sporting event.
Madison Square Garden.
I want Madison Square Garden.
Stadium.
I want a basketball game. I want Yankee Stadium.
Football game?
Hell yeah, football game.
You won't be.
I think I do better with more people.
A word?
Yeah, because when I would get up on stage and perform theater, the more people made it easier for me.
Interesting.
It's easier for me to sing in front of like 3,000 people than it would be to sing in front of you right now. Well, maybe not you, but like any other random person.
I know what you're saying.
It's just like you sing in front of a group of like 10 people, and for me, I feel like that's so much harder. But yeah, put me in, coach. Somebody sign me up. I don't know how to. Somebody sign me up.
You should post a video of you singing it.
Yeah.
You should.
And be like.
You should.
Put me in.
Put all these, put like, show all these like.
All the people that messed up.
And then he's like, put me in, coach.
Oh my God, there was a TikTok that showed this. I'll show you later. And it was like 10 people that like royally messed up the national anthem. Let's talk about cutting off family members and setting boundaries for yourself. This is something I'm dealing with.
Currently,
very scary. I just set a very strong boundary with my dad. Yeah, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
With my dad. I think it's important for me to like talk about it as honestly as I can, with obviously like, you know, sparing everyone's well-being and like reputation and everything.
Yeah.
The relationship between me and my dad is interesting and complicated. I don't question whether he loves me. I know he loves me, but it's my dad's like actions ever since like I was a child have really affected me, because I just kind of feel like he always has this amazing potential to be just like an incredible human. And he is an incredible human in a lot of ways. He's always been present. Him and my mom are still together. You know, he does what he can. He's always done his best to provide. But there are, you know, emotional differences between him and I feel like all of us. And I just kind of feel like I've been the punching bag. I embody all of his fears. Like, I didn't graduate with a college degree. I'm a performer. I don't choose to live a structured 9-to-5 life. I believe in, you know, I can live off of nothing. Like, I find happiness in ways that he doesn't find happiness. He's more materialistic than I am. And I'm all of his fears encompassed into a person. And he will throw his projections on me. And recently, when we were trying to celebrate my birthday, a crazy incident happened. And it was reminiscent of things from when I was a kid, and it was not good. And I'm not going to get into the details of that at all.
Yeah, no need.
But I didn't talk to him for a few months. And then we had a conversation over the phone recently, and I just, you know, he tends to sweep things under the rug. Like, oh, like, okay, we'll get over it. And I basically told him, like, I don't do this in my life anymore. I don't have these conflicts and these days in my life anymore. I don't do that. I don't live with a man who does that. I don't have friends that act like this. Like, if anybody treated me like this in my real life, like, I just would not be around them. It's a non-starter for me completely.
Right, just immediately cut off, yeah.
And so I basically told him, like, you need therapy, and if you don't get therapy, like, we won't have a relationship. We'll be cordial, but we will not have a relationship.
Yeah, I gave him an ultimatum.
Because it's not fair that everyone else kind of has to, like, adapt to somebody else's behavior if the behavior isn't right. And so my dad is capable of, like, being a great person and being fun to be around, but he's got things that he cannot compute. And I am really sick and tired of standing by watching it and then being a victim to it. I'm a grown woman at this point, and it's just, so I told him, I said, we can't have a relationship. And I feel like also in this day and age, a lot of people are like, I cut off my mom, I cut off my family, I don't talk to anybody anymore. I think, like, that's too far. In some cases, if, like, it's not that it's too, I don't know everybody's situation, but I feel like people go to that before they give, like, an ultimatum and simply try to reach a solution. Mm-hmm. I don't want to cut my dad out of my life. That's not my goal. My goal isn't to be like, I need to be rid of my father. My goal is to, like, I see the ability for all of us to be a happy family. I see it, and I want that, and I feel like this can help. You know, if all of us are figuring out ways to seek help in our inner selves, now it's your turn, you know? Yeah. And I just, like, want to encourage anybody that's, like, kind of going through that with a family member, before you make the decision to cut them off, which is valid for a lot of cases, find a way to find common ground. What I said to my dad was, you know, I want to be proud of you the same way that I'm proud of mommy, because my mother chose to better her life. Yeah. You know, I am a child of alcoholism, and my mother made the decision for herself to seek help. And she did that after years of us being like, please, please, please. Mm. And nothing you say can ever, a lot of the times, nothing you say can ever make somebody seek help. They have to seek it for themselves.
Right, of course.
And she just one day decided, and then now she's been sober for years, for two years. And I'm like, the way that I feel that pride for mom, like, I want to feel that for you when you go to therapy because I think it would be amazing for you.
Yeah.
I think you would realize so many things that would really help you understand yourself. And I think you need that. And yeah, that type of boundary is just, I'm learning that those are important and that I don't have to take so much shit.
Yeah.
Not only from my dad, but from other people in my family too. I think I'm just kind of reaching the point where I'm like, I matter as well. Like my feelings matter as well.
Yeah.
It sucks being the family member that goes along with everything. Oh, they're easy. Oh, they're fine. They won't be upset. No, but like, why? But then if I get upset, now I'm difficult.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. Setting boundaries can be really difficult. And yeah, it's hard to do, but don't be shy to make ultimatums.
Yeah, I think also, and you can, like, if I'm saying too much, you can either, whatever, bleep this out or quiet it, whatever. But, like, you want your father to see you in the light of him being proud of you. Yeah. And that means the world to you. Like, having your father, you know, just being, you know, just being proud of you in general and sort of not judging you is like your biggest thing. It's always been since I've met you. And you having this relationship with your dad where it's just like shaky and him being like, obviously your history with your father is, you know, it's, I mean, we don't gotta say it, but I think you made the right choice to sort of distance yourself, sort of not put yourself in that situation again. And given an ultimatum to being like, hey, listen, Dad, I love you, and you know, I just think this is not healthy for me. Whether you think it's healthy for you or not, but like for me, I think this is something that needs to be done in order for us to continue and grow our relationship and expand it. But yeah, like, you know, we've had family members where things happen and like, all right, dude. That's like I can't have this in my psyche. I can't have this. I can't be living with this on a daily basis, and because in the end it doesn't help the person and yourself. But sometimes they see their faults and they be like, okay, whether it's something like, hey, I don't want to lose this relationship with this person. Let me seek some help. Like your mom did. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's not a fly, it's a little dust in the wind. Little Forrest Gump. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. I don't want to speak too much about it, like not giving details, but because it's your issues with your family.
Well,
and your
I know
dad,
that puts you in a rough position. I don't want to put you in the middle. But
no. It's not even being put in the middle. It's like, listen, I live with you, and I know what you want, and I know what like it's. I don't know your father like you know your father, so. I see the good, like the cleanup version. I think Dad's a great guy. Like, you know what I mean? He's fun to be around with.
But that's what's so difficult is like I feel like. I think one snippet, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but remember I told you, it's like, hey, I saw something, and you're like, yeah, this happens constantly. And I was like, oh, okay, I can see, when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, I can see how this is something that's in behind the curtain type of thing. Yes.
And being like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like because my father is so opinionated and I feel like he has a lot of regrets in his life. He's got a lot of fears in his life. And it just kind of feels like nothing's ever good enough. And he wants to brag about his kids and he loves to brag about us. I don't question that he loves me, but I do know that he's got a twisted way of showing it. And, you know, my dad's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really is.
But his actions really suck.
Yeah.
Really suck.
Yeah.
You know? So the boundary's been made. I'm proud of myself for making that boundary. I feel like I'm old enough and mature enough to stick to it and to have it. And I guess what really made me think about it long and hard was like us, like in our future, like if we decide to get married soon, like, would I want this person walking me down the aisle? Would that be a strong representation of like us molding families? Not only that, but of me, not only that, but of my faith.
Right.
I am somebody that is close with my faith and with God, and I am trying to become closer in my faith in whatever capacity that I believe in, because at this point I'm sick of the church and I just like God. I'm sick of the people that attend church. So yeah, I guess in my mind, like, I'm just thinking of the future of things, and so if you're out there thinking about setting a boundary with your family, always do it based on solution. Like, why are you doing it? What's your end goal? If your end goal is to just continue to fight, you're not doing it for the right reasons. If your end goal is to have a good relationship, then okay. If your end goal is to just get your voice heard, then that's also not the right reason. The end goal needs to actually be a solution.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I'm at that point.
Yeah, I think it also happens with like in stages. Like you sort of do it with your friends first, and then like it just happens. Like you sort of just like get rid of like certain people that, you know, when you're growing up and within your teens and 20s, just like whatever crowd is around you, you sort of be a part of it, and then you realize like, oh, these people are not good for me. Let me cut these off. It's easier to do it with friends or with people who are not your family members.
Yeah.
But then you sort of like internalize and see it like within your family members and be like, okay, yeah, these people, this is not healthy. Let me do it for myself, and let me like be just for my sanity. This needs to happen, and for like the benefit of the relationship in the long run, where it's like, hey, this is not, it's chippy right now, it's a little rough, let's talk about it. But it's tough when the person you're trying to like make amends with refuses to talk about it, or refuses to sort of see it in your way. Like you said, with the same situation with your mom, they need to see it for themselves. It needs to come from them.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's because I've been cutting off so many people in like my friends and my life, where I'm like I feel like we all are social creatures, but some people really are, they like to be alone. I'm not somebody who prefers to be alone. I like my alone time, but I don't prefer to be alone all the time. I'm not a loner. I am a social person. I'm very outgoing. Like, you know, like I prefer to go to like bars and places because I need to be around people. I love socializing because I love people.
Yeah.
I think that like people are beautiful.
You're a social bird.
Super, super social bird. And I say this on here all the time. Like when I walk my dogs in the morning, I love being the first one to say good morning to people because they find it so unexpected. And then you realize when you say good morning to somebody that they're like, they've just been waiting for somebody to talk to them too. And like that becomes a ripple effect and a chain effect. I love people, you know? And so because I've been cutting off certain people in my life that don't serve me, it's made it so much more apparent that like this needs to follow me throughout all of my relationships, not just my friendships. Right. I have such a solid core group of friends right now that I'm like, oh, I see this core group of friends like following me till the end. Right. That I'm like, no substitutions, starting lineup, set, totally, like Super Bowl team. Yeah. That I'm like, that should carry, I should make those boundaries with everybody while also like looking into myself, like how can I be better?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it can be.
Because I feed into it. I feed into some toxicity sometimes because I'm a self-sabotage queen.
Indeed.
Yes, I am. I love a good spiral. I love a good spiral, a good weekend spiral.
I hate spirals.
I love it. Well, you hate mine.
Yeah, it's...
But yeah, so yeah, also like speaking on that topic of family and friends and stuff like that, Addison Rae, let's jump into music. Okay, my world, which I really want to get into talking more about on the podcast. I'm going to have a guest. I'm going to have Damon be a guest on the podcast. That'd be great, yeah. Which would be amazing. For those of you who really don't know my life in the music industry world, which I've been laying really low, because I told you guys, like, I went through a burnout this year, and I totally understand why now, but now I'm going through this, like, re-inspired space, which I don't know, can you feel that from me? But I feel like I do it during the day. But.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just, like, I've seen you these last... Since we started like 5 years, I've always seen you like either like work on a project and like I don't feel it, I don't feel like you're a resurgence. I just like know you're always like recording, going performing. You're like always like doing a project.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, yeah, Diana's on a project, on a new project. That's, you know, you're always working, you're always hustling.
So I've kind of gotten like this new surge of inspiration that I feel like I've been lacking for the entire year. And I'm like kind of, I was thinking like, why haven't I been inspired? Like I haven't even really been listening to music that much this year just because I'm like, none of it's inspiring to me. I don't find any of it creatively interesting. Like I like Chappell Roan's stuff. They're like dance songs, which is totally fun. But I also just like, I like creative things. I like tropes. I like concepts. And Addison Rae, TikTok girly, you probably don't know what she looks like.
Nope. Addison
Rae.
Addison Rae chicken legs?
No.
No? Okay.
So Addison Rae, TikTok girl, one of the most followed people on TikTok.
Is that her name, Addison Rae, TikTok girl?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Well, she's one of the most followed people on TikTok. And, you know, all these other TikTok people like kind of started branching out and doing other things. Like, you know, they started doing, whether it's dance or other shit, to branch out and widen their brand. She wanted to go into music and everybody basically like laughed at her. Like, are you effing serious, girl? Like, not everybody can be a singer. Stop it. Because so many people try to do music from the TikTok world.
Is she good?
If they're not originally like a musician.
Is she good? Is she good singing?
So I'll get to that. So she first dropped a single. I forgot the name of it. That's how forgettable it was. And they really marketed her as like this like next Britney Spears pop girly, but it didn't come off as genuine. It didn't come off as real. It wasn't strongly marketed. It was, you know, the song was, it was just like too overproduced or whatever. I think she came out with that one and another song. They didn't do numbers. I think she performed it like on Jimmy Kimmel and it was like, you know, it was whatever. It was just like a TikTok girl trying to find her way.
Right.
She had never been like a natural, she's a dancer. She's like a natural dancer, but not like a pop star girly, okay? Now, she's been hanging out a lot with Charlie XCX, who this girl blew up a lot in the mid-2010s. She was always like a feature girl. She did the song with Iggy Azalea. That was a huge hit. The I'm so fancy, you already know. Yeah. And then she had a ton of other major hits, especially over in the UK and in Europe. But for a minute, she like kind of struggled to become the main act. She was always opening up for other artists. But while she was in that struggle, there was a lot of people. She created a very strong core audience, specifically in the rave community, queer, gay community. I mean, she's like the freaking queen of Bushwick. She's a chick from London who's like, or the UK, who's like the queen of Bushwick, Brooklyn. Like she runs these fucking rave scenes. Addison Rae's been hanging out with her, Troye Sivan, all these other like dance artists. Charlie XCX comes out with an album this year called Brat. It's dope. It's ahead of its time. It's a dance album. You look at her concerts, I'm like, now that's a concert I want to go to. People from the highest stands are dancing, screaming. It's interactive. It's amazing. Addison Rae drops this track called Diet Pepsi. It is airy, ambient. It doesn't, it's not like showing off her vocal range, but it's showing off like her brand, her sexiness, and it's fucking working for her. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. A few weeks goes by, you know, she's got a music video. It's like her being super sexy in the backseat. The lyrics are like, when we drive in your car, I'm your baby, losing all my innocence in your backseat. Like really cool, really sexy lyrics.
Drinking a Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, something about that. Yeah. So
crack me open like a diet.
Something like that, sure. This next song, Aquamarine, comes out. And she drops what I think is one of the most interesting music videos of this year, specifically because it's coming from her, number one.
Interesting? What do you mean interesting?
Interesting because it's like she's done this entire brand pivot. And it shows artistic detail, attention to detail, dancing. It's very similar to like Madonna's Vogue. The concept is great. It's shot in film. And I am so interested in where she's going to go. Like as an artist, I'm like, that's the shit I want to see. And I have so much more respect for her. And apparently she's got all these like crazy creative, like, you know, creative like people that what's creative typhoons, tycoons,
I don't know.
big people that are creative with great resumes. And I was just like really blown away by it. And I think inspiration is coming back to music. I think like deep talking about like power struggles and shit like that is coming back to music. That's why I'm kind of excited because that's what I like to write about. I'm not really just like a regular type of girl. And I like where music is going. And I think, yeah, she's going to like.
You think she's heading down the right trajectory?
I do.
Good.
And I was even
good.
saying this to Damon last night.
Does she, you still haven't answered my question. Is like, does she, I don't want to say know how to sing, but does she?
She can. She's not Ariana Grande. You know what I mean? She's not Ariana Grande. She's not Adele. She's not a vocalist, right? She sings.
Yeah.
She sings. Anybody can sing.
She sings. She sings.
No, but like,
she does a thing.
Halsey's a good example of this. Halsey's an artist. She just came out with an album called The Great Impersonator, which I still have to take a full listen to. Halsey's an artist. I wouldn't call Halsey a vocalist. But every single one of her albums is a concept album, and it's extremely strong in its vision. She's an artist, and not a vocalist. She doesn't sing like these other girls.
Got it.
And that's how I look at Addison Rae. If she continues to go in this direction, she'll be one of the biggest stars within the next like 2 or 3 years.
That's good. That's good for her.
Yeah.
Good. It all started from TikTok.
It gives me like a lot of hope and all those things.
Adam Ray TikTok.
What? Addison Rae?
Addison Ray TikTok.
She's a girl.
Addison Rae. Maybe Adam.
Well, they can name a girl Adam. That's the truth.
I think Adam Ray's a comedian. I'm not sure.
And I have one more thing written down. This is going to be my ick of the week.
Give it to me.
And then we'll round it out.
Give it to me.
My ick of the week is men who don't have charisma. Nobody has charisma anymore. All these pretty faces, all these men obsessed with, oh, I need a wife, I need a kid, I need a this and that. You have zero charisma, sir. Zero. You have zero ability to start a conversation. You have zero ability to talk about anything that is not of your own interest. It's disgusting. It's icky. And every single time somebody stops me in the park to like hit on me, I'm like, even if I was single, this would never happen because you have zero charisma.
Yeah, I think charisma comes with like, I don't know, it's weird. Where does charisma come from? Like, how do you, I'm trying to think of something that would like, how would.
Can I give you what I think? I just came up with this right now.
Yeah.
I think charisma comes from humility, not confidence.
I think confidence helps your charisma.
Absolutely, but
confidence helps your charisma because you need to be confident in order to be charismatic.
Yes, but the humility is what keeps you approachable and easy to talk to. Because charisma is all about being easy to talk to. And a lot of these...
That is true, though. You need to be a little humble. You need to be humble in order to know that... I don't know. It's weird.
I feel like just like a lot of...
Because I'm a humble guy and I think I'm charismatic, but...
You're super charismatic.
Yeah.
Super charismatic.
Thank you.
When I met you... Yeah, you're super charismatic, for sure. For sure. Charisma can override any other ick to me.
Yeah.
For sure. If I watch a man chase after a ping pong ball, big ick, gross, weird, uncomfortable. But you come back and you lay some charisma on me, I'm like, I'll look past it.
Yeah.
I'll look past it. It's just, nobody has that like...
Also, chasing a ping pong ball?
That's a really common ick for women.
Chasing a ping pong ball.
If you're playing beer pong and like the ball falls on the floor and like men chase after the ping pong ball, it's like so embarrassing to watch.
So what's the option?
Just like do it better. Just like don't
like, what are you,
don't like get on the floor.
Hey,
they get on the floor and they cry like a little baby. I'm like, oh fuck.
Hey you, pick that ping pong ball up.
You wait for it to like get where it goes. Let it stop at a wall.
Get out of here.
Stop at a bush, and then you gently walk over, kneel down.
Yeah. Kneel down.
Pick it up. But I don't want to see like like it's fucking embarrassing.
That's so weird to me. That's so weird to me.
Okay.
I was having a conversation with someone, and there was like some like a guy's like hitting on her and stuff like that, and I think they're trying to like. trying to chase. You know what I mean? Trying to be like, hey, listen, I got this, I got that type of thing. And then they found out that they drive a Tesla, and I was like, oh, it's giving me the ick.
I kind of see it.
I was like, oh no. But I feel like the ick thing is you're always looking for it.
No.
I feel like females, if especially females, because guys have some ick, but I've probably 90%, 95% of people saying that they have an ick is coming from females. So like I think women are immediately trying to find for it if they're not that attracted to them, if they're not like 100% committed. It was like, oh, there it is. I knew something was wrong. It's the ick. Dude, sorry. Nope. Pass. Deuces. Get out of here. Next. You know what I mean?
Sometimes, but sometimes like you'll just, you'll be like infatuated with somebody or like how they treat you, and then they'll do like one thing that just kind of like pulls the veil out, and you're like, oh no, this is weird.
That is true though, like, because it's all in your head. You know what I mean? Like when you first meet somebody, and
oh my God.
and you're getting to know somebody.
Oh my God, I have so many relationships where I'm like, I had this one relationship with a dude in high school. Oh my God. Okay. This is gonna be like TMI. This is gonna be like a call her daddy.
TMI.
So, like,
My coffee's not.
this, when I was in high school, I had a really good friend around the corner named Sam. We grew up together. I forgot, her parents threw like the best parties, right? I went over there because I'm a family friend. Her cousin.
You're giving details over here, babe. Like,
sorry.
giving in details.
Damn, whatever. Her cousin like comes over. She's got her like boyfriend. I am with this guy, and we're just like all making out downstairs in the basement. Hickeys everywhere, fucking high school shit, right? Wake up the next morning, him and I are like chatting. Everybody's got hoodies on. We're eating pancakes. I start seeing this guy in a relationship. He lives in like another town, kind of far on Long Island. So like the fact that I was driving to see him was insane. He was like a bit of a stoner, so I've never been into stoners personally. That was kind of always not my thing. I go out to like meet him in this area of Suffolk County on Long Island, which that in of itself to me was an ick. But I go out to meet him, and we're like intimate one day. And there's like a mirror behind him, as we're like doing things. Mm-hmm. And I got a straight shot of his ass in the mirror. I like look up and I see the mirror behind his ass. I've never seen
ass jiggle like that before.
No, because he was skinny and scrawny. He's the last skinny and scrawny guy I think I've ever. No, that's not true. The last white, skinny, and scrawny guy that I've seen.
I was skinny when we first met.
No, you were not skinny. No, you weren't.
Not that skinny?
You were like this size when you first met.
You think so?
Maybe.
I was skinnier.
No, yeah, you were skinnier.
Yeah.
But no,
And that's saying something.
He was like really skinny and scrawny and lanky. And then the mirror's like behind his ass. And I peek out from like under his body. And I just see the straight shot of the mirror on his white, pasty ass with really dark hair just everywhere. And immediately I was like, I gotta go home. And I broke up with him. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't. Oh God. I just like got like a flashback of like just that whole relationship.
What are you talking about? You don't like a hairy ass, babe? What's wrong with you? That's normal.
No,
that's normal for guys.
That one wasn't normal. No, I could have braided it. I could have given him some braids on his booty.
Hey, that's somebody
booty
else.
Braids.
There's somebody else in there?
Booty braids. Yeah, no. So, charisma is booty the braids. Ick of the week.
We should name that episode Booty
Braids. Booty Braids. Brew. Closing statements. Do you have any icks for women?
I've just never been the guy that has like a special, like a list of things that.
But has anything ever happened to you in a relationship?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not like that. I'm not a guy that's like. BO maybe.
Oh yeah.
I think like if something that's like if it's like the obvious thing, but that's fixed. You can fix that. You know what I mean? That's like something that you can be like, hey, come on, just hop in the shower real quick, it's whatever. But
Have you ever done that to me?
no. No, never. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I've never been a guy who has, like I said, a list of things that if these girls do these things, I'm not a fan of. Maybe if they're a Cowboys fan, it's like the only thing I could think about. A Boston fan, a Red Sox fan, and I think it's the only. But then again, it'll be easy pickings. It's just like making fun of them is so easy. So it's like, yeah, it's a win-win for me. I don't know. No. I'm trying to
Have
think.
you ever gotten any ick from me?
Ick. No. There's things that you do that I'm just like, I'm tired of like even bringing it up. I'm just like,
My
oh,
laundry,
God.
I know, I get it.
It's
always the laundry.
It's the. I don't want to sound. It's the. They're not icks. They're things that I'm just like, hey, babe, we have conversations about this, about certain things, and you're just like, yes, I hear you, and then like immediately when I turn my back, you're like, what did he say again? Like what? I totally forgot. Like,
I'm sorry.
but for me, but we're both different types. Like, I'm type A. I'm like, there's things that need to be in their place, just so I know that they're there. When if I'm looking for something, I know exactly where to look at, and I find it. You're just more like, you like the adventure of like finding something. It's like, oh, where are my keys? I don't know. Let's search the apartment. Like, let's, and you know.
And then as we search it, let's reorganize the drawers that I looked in.
Yeah. Let's put everything. Let's put everything on the floor. Let's instead of unorganize everything. Let's you know.
Okay.
It's like, no, but it's true. Like, perfect example. We got these like I got this little fanny pack for the boys, right? When we walk the boys, which nice and cute. It had like it has like two side pockets where you can put like, you know, Wink's ball. You can, you know, have either like a little bottle of water. It has like a little like whatchamacallit, a little water bowl where you can like shrink, or like, I don't know. I always
Yes, yeah, it's a water bowl. It's a dog bowl.
Yeah, it's a dog bowl where you can just like
shrink it. Yes.
You know what I mean? And it fits in the fanny pack.
I get it.
You can put like the little like the treats, in which we put treats in it, and we put like I had like this little thing where you can put the doggy bags.
Yes, baby. Yes.
I'm explaining it. Hold on,
You're
goddammit.
describing a fanny pack.
Hold on. Whoa.
You're describing a fanny pack. It's taking 10 minutes to describe a fanny pack.
I am a guest.
You're a guest that's using 10 minutes to describe a fanny pack to shame me.
I'm just no. I'm just describing the fanny pack.
Why do people care about the fanny pack?
Because there's a point. Well, baby, it's okay. It's fine.
Okay, close the statement about how terrible of a person I am.
I had like a little like in the pocket. I had like a little inside pocket where you can put the doggy bags, and it has like it's like a little mesh, little mesh thing where it holds the bag in place, so you don't have to open the bag. You can take the bags from the inside. And the thing was, like, hey, it lives on the hook. Like, once we get and the collars, too. The collars should be on. Just take the collars off, hang up the baggie. That's it. Let the dogs roam free when they're home. One day, I find the bag on top of the bed. It was the bed. And it was all wet on the inside where the treats were. And the little mesh where the little baggie is in is all shredded up. It's all like torn apart. So that doesn't work anymore. And all the treats are gone, and it's wet. And it's like, oh, I know exactly what happened. Diana, instead of putting it on the hook, she just like took it off, did one of these. What's next in my day? What's next? The dogs went on the bed, ate all the treats, tore up the little pocket thing.
Okay.
And then the conversation afterwards was like, hey, babe, let's put this on the hook. And what did you say? Same thing you're doing now. This is the attitude I get. Okay, fine, I'll do it. The very next day, it wasn't on the bed.
But now, does it go on the hook?
Baby, last time I saw her was on the couch.
No, it was
was-
literally on the whatever. They don't need to hear our entire relationship.
You asked me if I had an ick of you, and I said no ick. But there's certain things that you do that drive me up the wall. We're just different people. Why are you like?
My turn. Just kidding.
You get so uncomfortable when people talk about your. You asked me a question.
Okay.
No need. Look at your body language. Like you're like no. You're so uncomfortable now.
I'm not uncomfortable.
You're so
I want
uncomfortable
them
right
to be
now.
interested in the episode. Do you think that they want to hear about everything I've done wrong?
Not everything you've done wrong.
Nope, it's fine. I'm a horrible girlfriend, horrible person. I'm just not perfect.
Baby, your turn.
I'm not
Shame me.
perfect. It's fine.
You started this.
I'm
Hold up. You started this. You started this
The only person I'm
podcast.
disappointed is myself.
You started this
I'm the most
podcast
disappointed in myself.
already, like shaming me. You started the podcast by shaming me, and whether I did, stay there. No problem. Hey, babe, let's start this podcast. No problem. I wasn't like, no. You know what?
No, you just do that when the podcast isn't running.
You're shaming me. Relax. Yeah, you're a big girl. Oh, now look at her. Oh. At first,
you rub my feet?
At first they're sour. Then they're sweet. Fucking Sour Patch.
Okay, closing statements. Go.
Yeah, let's go Yankees. Let's go Giants. Let's go Knicks. It's a New York day. Yankees face the Dodgers. We're down 2 games to 0. We need to win at least 1 game home. We're home. We're in the Bronx today. Let's go Giants.
Do you want to go to a bar in the Bronx?
We could do that.
Over there?
We could do that. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane.
I kind of want it.
But they're only gonna show. Well, that's not true. So they're only gonna show the Yankee game, which I'm okay with. But I want to see the Giants game too. If they win, outside is gonna be insane.
Is that a bad thing? I want to be a part of the chaos. I like chaos.
Okay, we can do that.
Yay!
We can do that.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, let's go New York.
Let's go New York. My closing statements is boundaries are good. Never move your life depending upon your relationship. Always allow your relationship to add to your life, not to overtake your life. And make sure you guys follow and subscribe and rate the podcast if you're listening for our audio listeners on Spotify.
Thumbs up. Ding.
And I am available for private bookings this November and December for private events in and throughout New York City.
Yeah.
Myself and my band or musicians, whatever type of size you need for your private event. I do them every year. So definitely don't be shy to reach out via DM. And yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Welcome to Kawfee Talk. Thank you so much.
All right.
Oh, I didn't even say our tagline today.
What was our tagline?
It's take a cup of coffee, take a sip of your coffee, a sip of your tea, or a martini. This has been Kawfee Talk
Damn right.
with Dano and me, which is not good grammar. Cheers.
Then when I. Peace.